Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 5 English lesson on possessive nouns. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts. We're doing grade 5. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of possessive nouns. All right. So our chapter is possessive nouns. Our subject is English language arts. We're doing grade 5. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of possessive nouns is to identify plurals, singular possessives, and plural possessives. So we're going to identify plurals, singular possessives, and plural possessives. All right. So when it comes to possessive nouns, a possessive noun, it shows who or what owns something or has something. If something belongs to you, then it means that you own something or you have something, and we call that a possessive noun. So if you have a cell phone, right, it is your property. So it belongs to you. You are the owner of it. And we call that possessive nouns. It shows either who or it shows what owns something. So you have a phone. Who owns the phone? You own the phone. Y- Your brother has an Xbox or PSP. Who owns it? My brother owns the PSP or Xbox. And once again, we said a possessive noun. It shows us either who or it shows us what owns something or has something. It shows us either who or what has something, or it shows something show who or what owns something. And when a noun is singular, we add an apostrophe, an s, like over there, to form the singular possessive noun, referring to one thing, one person, one animal, one place. And if we look at an example, right, of nouns that are singular, we said all we do is we add an apostrophe and an s to form the singular possessive noun. For example, we have Matt. Matt is the person that we are talking about. Matt. But now, if Matt owns something or Matt has something, thank you. So, if we were to say who owns something or has something, let's say, for example, Matt owns something or had something. So now if we want to say that the gloves belong to Matt, so instead of saying Matt gloves, we say it is Matt's gloves because now we add the apostrophe and the S to that word to show that Matt owns something or has something. Matt's gloves. Whose gloves is it? Matt's gloves. All right. If we were to look at another example, the bird. So now we're making mention of the bird. And remember, we said when it comes to a singular noun or possessive noun, then we need to add an apostrophe and an s to form the singular possessive noun. And it says the bird. If we are talking about the bird or making mention of the bird or writing about the bird, So if we want to talk about the wings of the bird, then we can say the bird's. See apostrophe in is wings. Or yes, my is it May or Maya? If it's her toys, then we can say it is Maya or May's toys. All right. So when a noun, right, is plural, because if it's singular, we a word ends with an apostrophe and an s. That if it's singular, and that is to basically for us to form a singular possessive noun. But now, when the noun is plural, which refers to more than one person, animal, or thing, it ends in s. So all we do is we add an apostrophe only. So if the word ends with an s, then all we do is we add an apostrophe at the end of that word. And that is to form the plural possessive noun. Thank you. I am feeling much better. I appreciate it. All right. So now, if we look at examples, right, of plural nouns or nouns that is plural, remember we said that we only add an apostrophe if the word ends in an s, and that is to form the plural possessive noun. For example, we have the boys, right? We are making a mention of the boys. So we can then say the boys. If we want to say it is they're going on a camp, then we can say the boys' camp. You see, boys already ends with an S. So if boys already ends with an S, then all we do is we add an apostrophe at the end of that word. So now it becomes the boys' camp. So the boys' camp. And if we look at another example, the schools, we're talking about more than one school. So the schools, more than one school. And if, let's say, for example, all of the teams are getting together and we want to talk about our schools as teams or the schools as teams, the different schools as teams. And then we're going to say the schools, right? The schools as. We add an apostrophe at the end of that word. All right. And then we say that when a noun is plural, remember when a noun is plural, it refers to more than one person or thing that is doing something. So if the noun is plural and it does not end with an S, then all we do is we add an apostrophe, an S, to form the plural form. So it is plural, meaning that we're talking about more than one person, animal, place, or thing, but it does not end with an S. Then all we do is we add an apostrophe and an S to show the plural form of that word. And that is to show the plural possessive noun. No, no, not that. So if we, for example, like you're saying, the boys went fishing. If we say the boys went fishing, right? Then this is referring to more than one boy, right? It is two or more boys that went fishing. So that is just a plural form. That is not plural possessive. But let's say, for example, the nets, the fishing nets belongs to the boys, right? So the fishing nets belongs to the boys. Then we can maybe say the boys' fishing net got caught in the something. But the boys', then only we add an apostrophe. And if the word ends with an S, we put the apostrophe after that word. All right. So basically, like we said with the boys went fishing. If we say the boys went fishing, then we're referring to more than one boy. That's plural. But plural possessive, it's just like where the boys own something. Then we add the apostrophe and the S, or just an apostrophe, if the word ends with an S. Mm, no, not the boys went fishing. Yeah, remove quickly that. If we, for example, talk about the net that belongs to the boys for fishing, then we say the boys' fishing net or fish net got caught in something, right? Because it means that something belongs to the boy. We need to basically show that something belongs to the boy. That shows possessive pronouns, nouns or pronouns. If you were saying, right, yeah, someone is saying that my brother's wearing a pink hoodie, right? If you, for example, I'm going to turn that now into an example. If you say my brother is wearing a pink hoodie, and if we were to show the possessive noun of the sentence, So if we, for example, say my brother is wearing a pink hoodie, now whose hoodie is it? It is my brother's, right? So now we say that. So now we're going to change, look at the sentence, right? And we're going to change it into a possessive noun or possessive sentence. Then we would say, my brother's pink hoodie. And we put an apostrophe and an S. So my brother's pink hoodie is beautiful. You see how that sentence was changed, and now we're showing an basically a possessive noun. It shows something that your brother owns. My brother's pink hoodie. Whose hoodie is it? It's my brother's. All right. And if we were to choose, um, yes. And remember, we said that if the plural noun, or if the noun is plural to refer to more than one person or thing, does not end with an S, then all we do is we add an apostrophe and an S to form the plural possessive noun. So if, for example, the word does not end with an S, then we add an apostrophe and an S to the word. If the word ends with an S to make mention of more than one of something, then we just put an apostrophe. All right. And then we also have the children. And the toy that belongs to the children. So if we said the children, children is more than one child. And if we talk about the children's toys, then we say a children's. You see, we added an apostrophe and an S. All right, so now we're going to A plus students.ca, and we are going to identify plurals, singular possessives, and plural possessives. All right, so now we're going to identify plural, singular possessive, and plural possessives. And we say possessive nouns. It shows either who or it shows what owns something, or it shows who or what has something. And when a noun is singular, all we do is we add an apostrophe and an s, and that is to form the singular possessive noun. And when a noun is plural and it ends with an s, then we just add an apostrophe to form the plural form of that noun. And then, if the noun is plural, referring to more than one person, animal, place, or thing, but it does not end with an S, then we need to add an apostrophe and an S. And that is basically to show the possessive noun. Show us that that someone or something either owns something or has something. We need to say what is the underlined word. Is it a plural possessive, a singular possessive, or just a plural noun? It says it was a mystery when all the sheriff's badges disappeared. It was a mystery when all of the sheriff's badges disappeared. Is that a is that just a plural? Is that a singular possessive or is it a plural possessive? And if we were to choose the correct, or like if say we were to identify if there is either a plural that refers to more than one person, if it is a singular possessive or a plural possessive. And it says the sheriff's badges, meaning that this is a plural possessive. More than one sheriff's badges. So this is a plural possessive. Yes, well done. Plural possessive is correct. The next one says European explorers set up colonies all across North America. So European explorers set up colonies all across North America. Is that a plural? Is it a singular possessive or plural possessive? What is correct? So explorers. So European explorers. Is that just a plural? Is that a singular possessive or a plural possessive? Which one is correct? And if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, we will say explorers is a plural noun. And the reason why it's a plural noun, it's because they are telling us it is the European explorers. It's more than one person. It's more than one person. All right. So now we're going to our test. We're going to our test where we need to identify either plural nouns, if it's a singular possessive or plural possessive. Remember, a singular possessive refers to one person that owns or has something. Plural possessive refers to more than one person that owns or has something. If it's just a plural noun, then it means that it is just more than two people, two or more people doing something. Not that it has something, they're doing something. All right, so now we're going to a test. Well done. All right, so we need to say what is the underlined word. So we're either going to say if it's plural noun, singular possessive, or plural possessive. Our parents insisted that we never talk to strangers. So the word strangers, is that a plural noun, option one? Or is it a plural possessive noun, option two? Which one is correct? Strangers. So strangers. Guys, you can only give one answer. That's it. It's fine. I can see. Let's not spam, please. And if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, we will say it strangers refers to a plural noun. It just refers to more than one stranger. Well done. The next one says we need to underline the word. What is the underlined word? The government has made many improvements to the schools. So, improvements, is it a plural noun or is it a singular possessive noun? Plurals. All right. So if we say the government has made many improvements. So improvements, is it a plural noun or a singular possessive noun? All right, so improvements. And yes, we will say option one. It is a plural noun because improvements mean that there is more than one things that they did. The earthquakes effects were felt for miles. So earthquakes, is that a singular possessive noun or a plural possessive noun? So we say the earthquakes effect were felt for miles. So we now need to read the sentence, and it says the earthquakes effects were felt for miles. The earthquakes. Is that option one, a singular possessive noun? Option two, a plural noun. All right. And if we were to choose the correct one, then yes, we will say a singular possessive noun, which is earthquakes. Earthquakes, one earthquake. But if we're putting emphasis on the effects thereof, then we say the earthquakes effect. So singular possessive noun. All right. Those old newspapers should go in the recycling bin. So we say those old newspapers should go in the recycling bin. So the word newspapers, is that a plural noun or is it a plural possessive noun? So a plural noun or plural possessive noun. Which one is correct? Option one or option two? It's the last one. Actually, the next one is the last one. And if we were to choose the correct one, then yes, we will say this is a plural noun because it refers to more than one newspaper. All right, let's do one last one. It says, what is the underlined word? The anchor's weight kept the ship from floating away. So the anchor's weight kept the ship from floating away. So anchors, is that a plural noun? Look at the possessive, the apostrophe in the S, or is it a singular possessive noun? So we need to identify what the underlined word is. Anchors is that a plural noun or a singular possessive noun? Anchors. And if we were to choose the correct option, we will say the anchors' weight, which is a singular possessive noun. All right. All right, so that is the end of our lesson on identifying. We identified plurals as well as singular words. And we said a plural noun just refers to two or more things. Then we have a possessive noun with a singular or plural possessive. All right, so this is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, great Fires, for joining, and I really hope you're going to have a good evening further. So till next time, goodbye.